Hey houseplant friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about my favorite houseplants for the last month. One of them is brand new. I literally got it yesterday, but I just want to show it off. I'm just so excited about it. So it'll be a one plant haul and then me showing you my favorite plants that I've been enjoying for the last month. This actually isn't going to be a sit down video. I know some of you guys love those, but we are actually going to be getting up, moving around. I'm going to be showing you these plants where I have them, telling you about how I grow for them, how I'm caring for them, their light conditions, and maybe you'll decide that you want to try one of these out. I have plants on this list that range from pretty rare to ridiculously common. I'm just really excited. I feel like this last month I really kind of come into my own as a plant parent. I feel like a lot of growing plants is learning what you like and what you don't like and how you like to care for plants and how you don't like to care for plants. I feel like I've got a grasp on what I like now. I would honestly say that it's really nice now having things like this because I don't have to do that much, honestly. My plants mostly take care of themselves except for when I have to water or fertilize or prune. This last month I really feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was liking some more plants that I typically haven't been. For the last couple of months, I've honestly been on like a common plant kick. While I still obviously adore my common plants, like my peace lilies, my ferns, my monsteras, I noticed this month I've been enjoying a lot more of my rare plants lately, which has actually been nice because for a while I thought that I was just bored and done with rare plants. I considered selling a lot of them. Putting them into these cabinets was kind of like my last ditch effort to see, do I even like these plants anymore? Because I don't know, I made my following so much off of like rare plant content, and it shows because whenever I post a rare plant video, it gets so many views, even though I hate using that word in titles because they're not even that rare. I just absolutely hated growing plants in big black boxes. It's so like you can't even see them, you can't even look at them. And I know that this isn't technically a financial option for a lot of people. It wasn't even for me. Like I traded for this cabinet behind me, didn't even buy it, and it wasn't built, so I had to build it and everything. If you like to grow your plants in a humid environment but you hate growing in a box, I really highly recommend, because I've just gotten to watch my plants do so many cool things, and instead of having to open up a flap to see if they're doing well or not, everything is just completely planted in the wall. And if I ever want to take a propagation, I could literally just take propagation and then stick it right next to the main plant because it'll just grow into the wall. Let me take you through, show you my favorite plants this month. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Double check that you're subscribed. The other day someone was like, hey, thanks for reminding me. I actually wasn't subscribed and I've been watching your videos every day for like 6 months, and I was like, oh well, welcome to the fam. Also, don't forget to take your meds every single time when you guys have forgotten and you're like, oh, thanks for reminding me because I forgot. So take your meds. Finally, please join the YouTube channel memberships if you can. It's only $5 a month. I'm actually about to overhaul the whole system. So if you wanted to wait a week, I would say probably do that. But we're changing a couple things around. For example, the Discord is now free to join. And literally anyone can join it. I think there's like 500 people in it now. We're gonna be introducing some new benefits for paying members. The lowest tier is $5. It is so helpful. You're helping me continue to make content like this every single day full time. And you're helping support me and my tiny little family of my husband and my cat, and it's a really good time. Let's get into them. I'm so excited to show you. I have a lot of new growth. There's a lot going on. I'm excited. Okay, let me show you my new plant. We'll start with that, and then from there I'll show you what my favorite plants were for the last month. So it's actually in my cabinet, and if you look really hard, you can actually see it. It's a variegated frydek, which is redundant. In case you didn't know, because literally everyone says it wrong, which I don't care. I will literally never correct someone because I also say it wrong. The alocasia frydek is technically the name for the variegated form, and Michelitziana is the name for the normal green form. But no one says that, so does it even matter? No. Devin and I did a trade. My pure poppy actually made a pup. His variegated frydek made a pup. And so I was like, hey, do you want to do a trade? And he was like, yes, because Devin absolutely loves, like he adores Anthurium. So I was like, and he was like, so we did this trade, and we originally agreed to the trade. I think it only had 3 leaves and now it has 4. And the newest leaf is so good. It hasn't even finished growing in yet. Like also, I'll show you this in a second, but this is the new Lanamii leaf. Look at how crazy pink that is. Anyways, this is our friend. This is our alocasia frydek. It is literally so beautiful. I Cannot even comprehend. Like, are you kidding? It has so many different shades. And I have the normal Frydek too, actually, now. So now I have a normal baby and variegated baby, which is just so cute. This new leaf is so good. Oh my gosh, I could just stare at it for days. This is a plant I honestly never thought I would own. I would definitely never actually purchase one of these because of the fact that they are literally so expensive and you can't propagate them except for by division unless you want to cut a corm in half, but I don't actually hate my plants, so I don't do that. Look at how white that part is. That's literally like paper white. Yeah, so Devin had a pup and he divided it, which is so cool because that's literally the only way. We decided that our plants are actually just our plants. So like instead of his plants and my plants, they're just like our plants, and we're just gonna trade back and forth until we each have every plant that we could ever want. I'm just really excited because it looks so good. I know I'm saying that a lot, but I actually have it positioned right here. It's kind of tucked right here in the pond. And the little stake is kind of holding it up. Devin said he wants it to have like a lot of light, so I'm putting it like directly in front. I think it'll do good. The other alocasia I have, the Adora variegata, is doing really good right here. So anyways, yeah, that's the new plant. Oh, and just an update, we did get a snowdrift leaf right there. It's happening. Things are happening, you guys. Okay, by far my favorite plant, well, this last month, has been my Ilsamanii. That's no surprise, I'm sure, but this plant, I literally grew this from a spent node, or I guess what I thought was a spent node. It clearly is not. And I never had one of these that was so variegated before. All of my other ones have been kind of like half green, maybe. But this one, it gives me literally a new leaf every 2 weeks. And I don't know why this yellowing is happening. The only thing I can think is it's burn, but the white part doesn't burn. It's literally only the green bits. But it is so good. This has 6 leaves now, I think. Yeah, 6 leaves, which is the most I've ever let one single plant get. He's already pregnant. You can see he is super pregnant right there, if it would focus. You can see it kind of bulging right there. But yeah, I'm gonna let this get 2 more leaves, and then I'm actually cutting it and sending some of it to my friend Ella for our trade. Then I'm gonna keep a top cut and I think sell another bottom cut. And obviously I'll leave, there will be 1 node still attached, so it'll grow. But this whole plant, you guys, literally grew from what I thought was a spent node. It won't focus, but it is there. There it is. It's also unique that the actual stem on the Ilsamanii is variegated, because most people's Ilsamanii I've seen don't actually have a variegated stem. So this one is just, like cream of the crop, dude. Looks so good. That new leaf, every new leaf is my new favorite leaf. I love it. The next plant I want to tell you about is my Indo Mint variegated Adansonii. I was worried for a while that there were thrips because this looks like thrip damage, but I think it's actually just like water damage and light damage. Like, I think the light is just too bright and it burned it, because I have looked everywhere and there are literally 0 thrips in this cabinet. It looks suspicious, but all the other leaves here are fine. The other Monstera is also perfectly fine, so I don't know. So just ignore that weird leaf, but we got these 2 new leaves. We had this one first, which is so nice, but then this one has started fenestrating, and it just looks super pretty. Like, oh my gosh. It's also pregnant right now, and it looks like it's gonna be super high variegation, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. These have both grown really fast for me. This is my normal variegated Adansonii. He's not as variegated, but I do still adore him. He is perfect in every way. He's getting tall though. I don't know, I like them. I like that they're just kind of like stuck to the wall, kind of doing their thing. But this one has been so fun because it has such interesting colors. There's almost like some gray. It's almost like, I don't know, it's almost just like it's not even green, it's just this like sparkly gray color. It's just very cool. I don't know. I love it. I've been staring at this one a lot lately. The next one we have to talk about is my Begonia green chloristicta. This thing is massive. It is getting so large. I literally grew this whole thing in from a one leaf cutting. And it's actually pregnant right now. And it has a second plant back there. It's so pretty. Whenever people come over too, that's one of the first things that they talk about. They're like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty, which is cool because begonias aren't really a lot of people's cup of tea. There's a lot of you out there who really like begonias, but you can't care for them. This seems to be the begonia that people still attempt to care for, even if they say that they can't do it. So I just think it's really beautiful, and now that it's getting more mature, its spots are looking a lot more interesting. I just think that is actually so cool. And he's got a lot of aerial roots going on, so I am gonna have to I've been considering attaching him to the wall with some vines, so that way I can cut him in half and then it will already be rooted, and then we can grow two at the same time, and then that would be good. So it's like air layering almost. But yeah. Begonia green chloristicta. I also want to tell you about my strawberry shakes. I have a couple of these. This is my smallest one. It is so tiny. Hasn't grown for me in a while. I don't think it will. It's just kind of there. It's so cute. And then over here, I actually have this strawberry shake, which I didn't think was going to be variegated. It gave me like a green leaf, and then this one. And when it came in, it was green, and then it hardened to this very weird sectoral, like peachy color. This is a top cut, so this guy is still growing in. In this other cabinet over here, we have this strawberry shake. I used to have an absolutely massive one, but I actually did cut it back. I kept the original leaf that I got from that, which was this one. And I've been growing in these two baby shakes. There's actually pregnant right now. There's like a baby leaf coming in right there. It's looking pretty good, actually. I wish this one would grow. It won't. So, oh, there's also the freaking isopods that I put in here are doing so good. I've been seeing them around a lot lately. They'll touch something and then something will move away and I get scared, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I put you there. Good job, thanks for staying. That's my other strawberry shake, and then this is one right now that I'm rooting for a gal. I literally cut it almost 6 weeks ago and it will not root. I do not know what's going on. It's not dying. It's just not rooting, not growing. So I used to have it in the other cabinet. I moved it to this one. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna just root it in water and call it a day because I do not know why it's taking so long. I've never had this issue before. Normally I have a lot more shakes, but it's been really fun watching my baby shakes kind of do their thing. They are so cute. The next plant I want to talk about is my Daiyun idul. This is very cool. I believe it's technically a cycad, which means that they're extremely poisonous to animals, but I keep mine in a place where Raven never ever goes. There's no cat trees over here. But this one is so cute. They can get a lot more leaves. I kind of hope mine doesn't. They basically hatch out of this little egg right here. I have a second one that's just like a seed. But yeah, they hatch out of this, and then they just get this adorable leaf. Are you kidding? And then it just sits there and looks cute. I love them. So yeah, he's been one of my favorite ones to look at recently. I am in love. This next plant I'm going to tell you about is unconventional. It's technically an outdoor plant. However, I'm growing it indoors. It looks like I also need to water it. But basically, this is my Jasmine. It is extremely large, and I used to cut it, but now I just kind of let it grow all over. You'll see that it is growing up my fiddly fig. It's also growing up my string of hearts, and in addition, my string of hearts is growing down into the Jasmine. This thing flowers often as well, too. You can see some recent dead blooms. But it is just it's taking off. It goes all over. It's up here. It's just so beautiful. It's this adorable vining plant. It goes all the way up to the very top right there. It's so cute. Same thing. Thank you, by the way, Devin, for watering my micans yesterday. I was about to apologize for how it looks, but it's all good. It's also looping around my micans and then chilling right there. I love it. It's a natural it like spins around stuff just naturally. So it's just been so good. It's like just going all the way up everything. It's made everything in here just look so much more lush and green and whimsical. I love it so much. I'm gonna let it climb up everything. I'm kind of envisioning it climbs up and then grows along the rod and then hangs down. And then I'll get flowers. Oh, and it'll smell so good. He is an outdoor plant. However, I keep him indoors. I want it inside, and I want it to make my house smell like Jasmine. Every time this thing flowers, me and Chris are like, oh my gosh, it smells so good in here, what's going on? And then we're like, oh, it's the Jasmine. So, yeah. Now, this will probably come as no surprise, but one of my favorite plants of all time is the Monstera deliciosa. I have a lot of Monstera deliciosa. One might even say I have too much. My goal is to fill this entire wall with Monstera. It's already pretty close to the top as it is. We're getting a couple new leaves, but I have this plant right here. This was my original plant. I have grown it to be so tall. She is putting out a leaf, and then the plant has pretty much grown up there. This is the plant that I got from the plant swap I went to with all the big leaves. This is a smaller plant that was actually variegated that I picked up from the grocery store. Just a tiny bit variegated, nothing too crazy, but this is one of the most recent leaves, and we have that splash, and this one is gonna give us a new friend pretty soon here. So, and then these two are the ones that I got from Devin. You can see this pot, and these are the ones that are growing like really towards the window. They are almost like blocking each other. The leaves are so stacked, but I literally wouldn't have it any other way. It's also giving us a new leaf right here. It's gonna be a big one too. I mean, they're all big. I need to dust them soon. They're pretty dusty because of the air vent that is right there, but that one's also giving us a new leaf. They're just so nice. I love Monstera, and here's my fake one. I used to hate this plant. I was like, oh, only basic people have that. Because I grew up in the heart of Portland, okay, and I hated liking things that other people like. I chose to not like them, which was so dumb because for like 3 months that I didn't like Monstera, I missed out on so much, and now I have like 8. Oh, I also have this one. I always forget about this one because I don't keep it with the others. There's just no more room over there. Like, there's so many. There's just no more room, so this one's right here, and it gets the light from cabinet as well as some nice south-facing light. This is the one that I had to rehab. It literally was dead, and I rooted it and everything with liquid earth, and then I replanted it, and now we're getting some new growth. So safe to say we did a good job. Is probably one of my biggest accomplishments, to be honest. It just looks really good. The next one I'd like to tell you about is actually my Philodendron serpens. This is a more unique variety of Philodendron. It almost has black, brown, iridescent blue leaves. It is so beautiful. And it has a fuzzy stem and petiole, and the undersides of its leaves are red. It is so unique. I have always wanted one. However, these ones tend to be more expensive. I only got one because Jay's greenhouse, who is now, I'll put the new name on the screen, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I think California Greenhouses or something. He sent me one of these, and I just love it. I grew it in from a stump. He, I think, sent it as a node, and then I've just been growing it in ever since. And I don't know, I just love it. And I love the red underneath. I think that it's just so pretty. You can tell I have a thing for that kind of color. I love that kind of color, so. Then we have my begonia box. I did just recently tell you about my begonia box, so I'm not gonna open it again. There is so much going on in there. It is incredible. Darth Maul is doing so good. My Peperomia tuberensis is doing good. You can kind of peek in from the side right here. The Sarawak is like popping off. Yeah, look at that. It's so lush in there. Ugh. Oh, I have another green Chlorosticta in there too. It's so nice. I don't know. Everything is just going so good in there. This was like the best thing I ever did. I know begonias like really bright or really high humidity. I didn't think that they would like humidity that's that high because that's almost 100%. I mean, every time I open that thing, it's literally wet, but they do really good. And every so often when I feel like it needs it, I will mist it with some liquider water, which, by the way, if you want to try out liquider, you can use code plantme_25 to get 25% off your entire order at liquider.com. Helps the channel out, and also you get the best fertilizer. But yeah, I moved almost all of my begonias from this cabinet and that cabinet into this box because they were doing good in there. They were doing amazing in there. This is completely waterproofed. This is made to be a paludarium, so it's made to literally contain water and like a little lake and everything. It just isn't so pretty. I am gonna be filling it up here soon with Devin. We made a plan, and we're gonna do it in like 2 weeks, and it's gonna be really fun. But yeah, we're gonna like take a bunch of cuttings of my plants and then stick them in here and make a new living wall, and it'll be the third one. But yes, everything in there wasn't thriving, the begonias. The begonias in there were also not absolutely thriving. The ones that are on the floor, the Rex begonias, are doing really, really good, but the ones that were up high just weren't doing so amazing. So I opted to just throw everything in there, and it has been such a success. I'm so impressed and happy with it. And then I have one honorable mention. I have been loving my variegated string of hearts more than normal, which I feel like is saying a lot because I am kind of obsessed with variegated string of hearts. These two I each got at the trade that we went to pretty recently. And then this one I actually got in another trade, except that this was one where a gal sent it to me. This is actually the girl I'm sending that shake to. I'm just trying to freaking get it to root, but this is the variegated string of hearts. And then I obviously have this entire pot variegated string of hearts, and it is running down the side here, and then into the Jasmine. And it's getting longer. I'm excited. I feel like for some reason, because it's attaching to something, it's growing faster, because my variegated string of hearts have kind of always grown pretty slow, but I also don't live in the most humid environment, and I feel like for some reason, because it's like it's grabbing onto something, I feel like it's kind of... Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you again to Chris for editing this one. Make sure you guys say thank you to Chris. Don't forget to join the YouTube channel memberships, and also check out Liquider if you're interested in fertilizer. You can use code plantme_25 to get 25% off your entire order. Join the Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much to Botanicas, Kim Klinowski, and Lauren Alexandra for the extra and continued channel support. Don't forget to take your meds and drink your water, and I'll see you guys in the next plant video. Goodbye.